Hi all, welcome to a new chapter on location and transportation for the LEED Green Associate exam. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to my channel to stay updated with all the latest content and support my work. Let's get started with the new video. A building's location can directly affect its environmental impact, the health and wellness of its occupant, and carbon footprint. For instance, a building located in New York City may have access to public transit, which not only enhances human wellness through increased walking or bicycling activity, but also reduces the demand for automobile use, thereby reducing greenhouse gas emissions. In this chapter, we will study site selection and alternative transportation. In site selection, you will learn the concepts of brownfield, high priority designation areas, etc. Now let's look on to the LEED scorecard. So basically location and transportation is a unique category as it contains no prerequisites, which basically implies that it may be skipped if required. This category can achieve up to maximum of 16 points based on the site location and exactly how the occupant will travel to it. Sometimes a project team is given a site and they are stuck with this, but the lead does not want to disqualify this common scenario. That's why they didn't put a prerequisite on this credit. Now let's move on to the first credit in this category, location and transportation, which is lead for neighborhood development location. A project can earn all the points available in the entire location and transportation credit category by selecting a site that is located within the lead boundary of an existing lead for neighborhood certified property. The intent is very clear. It is to avoid the development on inappropriate sites, to reduce vehicle distance travel, to enhance livability and improve human health by encouraging daily physical activity. And the requirement is, as I mentioned earlier, locate the lead project within the boundary of development certified under LEED for neighborhood development. And also note that project applying for this credit cannot apply for points in other credit category in this location and transportation. Points are awarded according to the following table. If the neighborhood is certified, the points can a building design construction under the adoption of new construction and renovation can earn 8 points. Whereas for platinum rated, it can earn 60 points under this adaptation, whereas in corrential adaptation, it can earn up to 20 scores under the platinum rating. And this chart you can get it from the official website of USGBC under this category, location and transportation. Now let's move on to the second credit, which is sensitive land protection. The purpose or the intent is to avoid the development of environmentally sensitive land and reduce the environmental impact from the location of a building on a site. The requirements are it can be achieved in two ways. Option 1 is to locate the development footprint on land that has been previously developed. Or option 2, locate the development footprint on land that has been previously developed or that does not meet the following criteria for sensitive land. They are. So number 1 is prime farmland. It can be unique farmland or farmland of statewide or local importance as defined by the US Code of Federal Regulation if it is in US, or outside US it will be Natural Resource Conservation Service Soil Survey. And also the area owner within 100 feet, that is 30 meters of that water body, is also considered as sensitive land. And in the case of wetland, it will be 50 feet within or on of a wetland. Here for water bodies and wetlands, there is an exception for minor improvements which will be covered in the coming slide. And also sensitive land are considered to be the area that are habitat for threatened or endangered species as defined by US Endangered Species Act or Nature Reserve. Also, floodplains as defined by the General Emergency Management Agency, that is FEMA, also considered as sensitive land. For your exam, you need to know all this agency name and offset required for the water bodies and wetland, that is 100 feet for water bodies and 50 feet for wetland also have to be noted. Well, in the previous slide, we have mentioned about some minor improvements which we can done on the wetland and water body buffer, which won't affect on the criteria for sensitive land. I have listed out here. It is available on the official website of USGBC also. Here I will read out some of them, rest you can pause and watch. So the first one is bicycle and pedestrian pathways no more than 12 feet wide, of which no more than 8 feet may be impervious. Then activities to maintain or restore native natural communities and road natural hydrology can be done. Then one single story structure per 300 linear feet on average or not exceeding 500 square feet can be constructed. Then grade changes necessary to ensure the public access can be also done. And I also mentioned about the clearing requirements and removal of certain tree types, which include hazardous tree up to 75% of dead trees, or we can cut some trees with less than 6 inches diameter at the breast height, and rest you can pause and read out. Now let's move on to the next credit in this category, which is high priority site. The intent is to encourage the project location in areas with development constraints and promote the health of the surrounding area. There are 3 options to achieve this credit. They are option 1, historic credit, option 2, priority designation, and option 3, brownfield remediation, which we will discover in the coming slides. To achieve the credit under this category, the first option is to locate the project on an infill location in an historic district. Here we can earn up to 1 point for building design and construction except the core and shell, and 2 points for the core and shell. So basically, historic district in US are designated historic district recognizing a group of building or archaeological resources or other properties as historically or architecturally relevant. So the second option to get points under this credit is locate the project within a site identified by the government agency as for priority redevelopment. Here we can earn 1 point for building design and construction except the core and shell, and 2 points for the core and shell. The 2 images in the slide are showing the EPA designated sites as high priority site. There are certain criteria have to be met to get the priority designation. I have listed out all these criteria below. You can see all this in the USGPC's official website. I will read out some of them. It includes a site listed under the EPA National Priority List, or listed under the Federal Environment Zone site, or Federal Enterprise Community site. Rest you can push and read. Coming to the third option, which is brownfield remediation. Among the 3 options, it has highest points on building design and construction as well as the core and shell. For building design and construction, it has 2 points, whereas in core and shell, it has 3 points. Here we need to locate a site on a brownfield where a soil or groundwater contamination has been identified and where the local, state, or the national authority requires it remediation. Perform the remediation to satisfy the authority. That's the end of today's lecture. We will cover the remaining credits in this category tomorrow. Until then, goodbye. If you enjoyed the content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.